So not the result you were after, but what do you think went wrong tonight?
Well, obviously the second and third. I thought our first quarter was awesome. That was one of the best quarters we've played all year. We matched them. We knew they were going to come out after losing last week, but then obviously our second and third quarters let us down. Just our ground balls and contested possessions, they were a big highlight at half time. Our inability to keep it in our forward half. I think we didn't have many forward half turnovers, so there's a few things that went wrong. A lot of things went all right, but ultimately they were too good.
You haven't had your full team meeting yet, but what's the message been so far post-game?
Well, it'll be that. Our half time was our forward half turnovers and our loss of ground ball and contested possessions. So I'm sure that again will be brought up. I think we'll highlight our first quarter, but those were some pretty damning things. And we felt like we took our foot off a little bit in terms of pressing the game. It was probably folded back a little too much. Once they started getting it through the corridor, we'd probably be a little bit reactive. So I'm not sure yet, but I reckon those will be a couple of things that we speak about.
On more of a positive note, Rob was strong again for you guys. How have you seen his development this year?
Yeah, he just keeps taking bigger and bigger steps each and every game. So I thought his ability to compete in the air, obviously on the ground, he just does a bit of everything. So super pumped for him. Obviously there's a lot of pressure with Saucy knocking on the door too, and it's a tight competition for spots, but in the meantime Rob's doing a great job for us.
And Seed had a couple of pretty amazing goals tonight. What did you think of his form?
Yeah, it's great. It's good to see him when he takes a bounce, and we say it's his weapon, his ability to just take the game on and use his legs and his kick. So he had a couple of rippers. So we love that from him. We probably need a little bit more from that from everyone.
And you obviously had a debutant out there tonight in Ben Davis. What did you think of him?
Yeah, it's always disappointing when they don't get the Gatorade shower, but special for him and well deserved too. I thought he looked fine. He looked comfortable. I thought he adjusted to the speed really well. Had a couple of critical contests. His ability to lock the ball in and compete, which is all we wanted him to do. Obviously, didn't get the result for him, but his time will come. What
do you guys do as a team to sort of support a debutant when they're coming in?
It's tough because you want to get around them, but you also don't want them getting too nervous and built up, if that makes sense. You don't want to keep checking in because then it keeps reminding them of what's happening. But Ben's one of those guys who you don't need to pump him up. He is full of energy. But like I said, he took it easy, and I thought he played his role tonight. And it's always fun. It's always a proud moment for the player, for the teammates that have invested in the coaches and his family, of course.